Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look up to behind the scene of a C programming compilation processes. Most of us know how does a human language is compiled to the executable code, but most of the people are there who don't know what exactly happens behind the scene or behind the compilation, so that the human language, human level language, that is high level language, is converted to the machine level language. So stay tuned to the till the end of the video so that you can get a clear idea how the compilation mainly works. So first of all, I'm going to write a simple program of a hello world so that we can demonstrate it in clear way. So now I'm going to save it. I have already made one folder called as C. In this folder I'm going to save my file by the name of hello.c. Now I'm going to run it. Basically I'm using the Linux, therefore the running methods are something different than the Windows and other operating systems. So before I run it, let me go in my folder where I have saved my C programming file. I have entered into the file folder. Now I'm going to compile it. So here we can see the output of the program what we have wrote. But what happened exactly, how the human language is converted to the machine level language. So we will check it in a more detailed way. So I'm going to create a new file. So here I'm going to use same code, that's why I'm already copied the code. I'm just going to paste it, and now I have created other folder called as C1. In this folder I'm going to save this file as by name as hello.c. So now again I'm going to run it, but this time I'm going to use a different manner to run the program. Let me go in my first main folder. Now I'm going to run it in different manner. Remember, these tips are this is mainly used in Linux. It cannot be used in Windows. I have already told you. Now basically I have run this program. Now I'm going to go to the folder where I have saved this file. So here you can check there are the 5 folders. Okay, if I take you to the previous folder where I just run the program, here you will can see only a 2 folder. This is called a human readable file where I wrote the program of hello world, and this executable file which is commonly converted to the machine level language. But here I compile the program, and here you see the 5 different files. Then what are those? So let I take you one by one of each of them. First of all, this is hello world C is basically a human language that what a program we have wrote. It is mainly used for the human understand purpose. It cannot be used for the understandment of compiler, or we can say for the computer purpose. And this is mainly used, therefore we can say that the readable file is only for the humans, not for the machines, because we know that the machines mainly understand binary languages. So now basically I have used the comments over here. So what happens exactly, let me take you through. This is called as, that is hello.i. This is called as expanded source code of hello world, that is mainly I saved through the hello.c. This is called as a simple source code file. This is called as expanded source code file. Then what is the difference between those two files? Here I use a header file called as hash include stdio.h. It is just a short form of something. Behind of it or inside of it, it has number of information, such as it has the information of the function called as a printf. It has the information of other concepts in the C, such as called as if, switch, loop. All the informations are stored in the header file. So it basically just expand it instead of storing in short way. So all the things are present in the header file. Here we can see that. Basically I just wrote a program of one line, and here we can see we can get a more than a 600 line of a compilation that takes place. So this is mainly a expanded, means source code is just a short form, it got expanded to the bigger form, so therefore it is called as expanded form. Always remember, the extension of expanded source code is .i. It is never contains .c or any other, it may always contains .i. Of course in Windows it also contains .i. You can go in any operating system, it mainly contains .i. Now here we come to the second step. We know that in the first step, that is in preprocessor, the source code is converted to the expanded source code with the extension of .i. This expanded source code is then given to the compiler. Compiler mainly produces the intermediate compiled code from this expanded source code. This intermediate compiled code is converted to the assembly level language. The expansion or the extension of assembly level language is always .s or .asm. I will show you this assembly level file. This is mainly assembly level language file, which is mainly understood to the machine itself, not for the humans. Further, that is third step is assembler. We know that the compiler mainly converts assembly level language. This assembly level language is only understood to the assembler itself. Assembler takes the input as an assembly level language and convert it to the object file or the binary file. These are basically our final converted file. Now the fourth step is linker. What does linker do? Here we can see the object file. I cannot open it. The object files, there are still some sentences or statements which does not are compiled to the machine level language, such as the printf and scanf are not compiled yet because their meaning is already been included in our expanded source code file. That is, all the information of printf, scanf and other functions are present in the header file. Hence, the linker is responsible to connect those files or connect those header files with the functions called as printf or scanf or any other statements which we have. Once it linked it together so that the compiler come to know what is the meaning of those functions. Now our full and final executable code is ready. But is our program ready to run? No. Why? Because our program still resides on hard disk. We need to bring it on main memory. Always remember the RAM is also called as a main memory. Hence, who is responsible to bring the file from the hard disk to the main memory? Loader. Loader is responsible to bring the file from the hard disk to the main memory. So do remember those four steps. That is, first is preprocessor. Source code is converted to the expanded source code. Second is compilation. Expanded source code is converted to the assembly level language. Third is assembler. Mainly converts assembly level language to the object file. And last one is linker, which mainly links the statement to get their meaning. And finally, loader is responsible to bring the file from hard disk to the main memory. So now we are going to see a little bit of theory part, that is whatever I have explained you in the whole program. I have already typed this so that we can save our time. But before I take you further, I would like to mention two important things. The first one is the compilation of program takes place from the first line of a code, that is hash include, whereas the execution takes place from the main function. The first part is called as a preprocessor. Here preprocessor takes the input as a source code, that is high level language code, and converts it into the expanded source code. Here there are the two important steps takes place in preprocessor, that is removal of comments. I have already told you that the compiler does not understand the meaning of those comments. Hence those are useless. Therefore they are got removed. Second step is expansion of included file. Whatever the header file we have mentioned in our programs are get expanded. All the information get expanded in our source file. Hence the source file is called as expanded source file. Always remember, extension of expanded source code is .i. For example, hello.c is my source code file before preprocessing. Once I take it to the preprocessing, after preprocessing, it has converted to the expanded source code with the extension of hello.i. The second method is compilation. After expanded source code get preprocessed, it has imported to the compilation. Now here expanded source code is get compiled and mainly terms given as a output as a intermediate compiled code. That is, output of a compilation code is intermediate compiled code. This intermediate compiled code is converted to the assembly level language. And always remember, the extension of assembly level language is .s or .asm. For example, hello.i is my expanded source code in previous step, that is in preprocess step. After preprocessing, I have given to the compilation purpose and it has converted to the assembly level language of extension of hello.asm. Now we know that assembly level language is only understood to the assembler only. Hence the third step is assembler. Assembler takes the input as the assembly level language and convert it to the binary code or object code. always remember the extension of object code is .i. For example, my assembly level language, that is hello.asm, is converted to the object code after passing to the assembler to hello.o. The fourth step is linker. I have already told you in expanded source code all the information present in the header file are get expanded, and the functions which we use in our program such as printf, scanf, the meaning of all these functions are already been included in those header file. Hence the linker is responsible to connect those functions with that information so that your compiler come to know what is the meaning of those functions while compiling a program. The further and the last step is loader. We know that our executable file is already ready to execute, but does our program execute? No, because our program still resides on hard disk, and we know that if we want to run anything in PC or in any machine, we need to bring it in main memory system. Hence the loader is responsible to bring the executable file from the hard disk to the RAM. Hence once the program file comes into the RAM, it will execute successfully. Thank you. Thanks for giving your valuable time. If you love the video, then like it, share it and subscribe it. If you want any other topic, then do comment on me so that I can understood on which topic should I make the video. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed, stay happy.